Good morning, everyone. It's match day, and West Ham United could go six in the Premier League. I say could. West Ham United will go six in the Premier League should we win at Craven Cottage. Of course, that might be short-lived if Newcastle take anything against Spurs. We'll drop down to 7. I mean, what a disaster that would be. But should we win, and then Spurs beat Newcastle later on, we will remain in 6 for a week at least, and that's exciting. I'm not going to lie. I'm excited about that prospect because this is where, after 16 games in the Premier League, regardless of where you are, you've got to take it serious. You're down the bottom, you're in trouble for the season. You're at the top, well, you can get excited. But if you're in a European spot, which 6 technically isn't a European spot today, but it's probably going to be one. Even if the winners of the 2 domestic cups were from lower down, there's a good chance because of the coefficients of England that we get 5th place in the Champions League, so 6 would become the Europa League. So technically it's not a European spot. It's most likely a European spot. Ben, my point is, if we are 6th at the end of play today, 16 games gone Premier League, you've got to take it serious. Now, I know David Moyes has downplayed it. Like I said, I think he'll be singing a completely different song to the squad. I think he's just trying to maintain expectations, and I understand it. We've got a tough schedule coming up. We've got tough fixtures coming up. Gonzo spoke about opportunities so far this season. This is the first time I felt like there is one. Win and go 6. That is huge. To be 6 at this stage, massive. Anyway, good morning, everyone in the live chat. Let's see what you're all saying. Michael says, I think the Villa story gives us hope. We were ahead of them a year ago. There's no reason why we can't match what they're doing, especially with a new manager. Harrogate Hammer says, if we win today, what a fantastic position we'll be in. I can't believe it, considering how the season has felt. I really hope we bring in an attacking player in January and has the Lingard impact. Leo can't believe how close it is near the top. Hello to Mike and beneath. Jamie wants to see the second half West Ham today. Good morning, Andy. James from E20 TV. Good morning. He said, if we win today, we're serious contenders for top 6. Hello, Simon. Hammer says we won't go 6. Well, we will if we win. We'll wait and see. Mike says, come on, you Irons, let's give them a good Christmas stuffing. Rasim's here as a West Ham fan. This isn't Gonzo. Gonzo's the one with the 70s tash. Gio, me, it's the Scottish one. It's not like we're twins. Like, if we were, do you know the Spurs brothers that does that Tottenham fan TV? If you got them muddled up, I would understand it. We couldn't be more different. He's English, I'm Scottish. He's got a 70s tash. I can't grow one. He's old. I'm old-ish. Couldn't be more different. Hello to Sai. Mark, what is worried about Fulham? Because of scoring goals for fun. Artel said we should, given the league positions, we should beat Fulham. Football doesn't quite work like that, though. But I get what you're insinuating, but it doesn't quite work like that. Right then, league table time. Let's have a little look. Here it is in all its glory. Aston Villa title contenders unite Emery. He sort of had to admit it, really, didn't he? 5 points ahead of Man City. Granted, they play Luton today. Well, what position they're in? 1 point behind Arsenal, who are in second. Cut them off because, Arsenal. But there we are in 9th at the minute. But should we win, we'll jump up to 6. We'll overtake Manchester United. And then, obviously, if Newcastle get a point against Spurs, they will go into 6 and we'll drop down to 7. But it'll still be a fantastic position to be in after 16 games played in the Premier League. But not only that, I think what else is quite exciting, where we'd be minimum 5 points ahead of Chelsea. If Everton beat Chelsea, and I hope they do, and we were to win, that's a hefty lead. We've got over 10 place in the league. That would give us an 8-point lead over 10th. So, I mean, nothing's guaranteed, but you'd expect us to stay in the top 10 of the Premier League, possibly. Rob is on his way from Eastbourne for his first away game, hoping for a win. Well, Rob, enjoy it. Hope you have a good time. Aso says he keeps banging on about him, but Cunha scored again for Wolves. Love to slot him up front with Buzzy Bowen and Crafty Caduce. I like those ones. Hammer 99 says 16 points to safety and focus on. Hey, there's always a bit of West Ham in this. Alistair says good morning. Let's hope Mr. Moyes doesn't box it. I don't think he will. Side can't see us winning, and Hammer thinks Fulham beat us. I think we'll win. I do. I don't think when we talk about fatigue and that, the second half would have taken it out of us a little bit on Thursday night. But I'm hoping that because we won, that momentum, that confidence just keeps us going. And I've just got the words of Anton Ferdinand ringing in my head. I don't really, it's just a phrase, isn't it? But I've spoken to him about it before, and he says when you're winning, says you don't get tired. What you do, but you don't feel it. When you're winning games, you just keep going. You want to keep playing. As soon as the final whistle goes against Spurs, you want to go again against Craven, against Fulham. You want the next game there and then because you're winning. You don't feel it as much. But when you're losing, so you get tired very quickly. You're knackered. It's tough. It's a struggle, and it makes sense. We're all like that. If you're feeling good, just whether it be work, whether it be everyday life, if you're feeling good at the moment, things are just better. Things are just easier. Whereas if you're tired, you're feeling under the weather, you're not in a good place at the time, everything's a struggle. Everything is harder. It's correct. Anyway, right, let's see what you're all saying. Scott's on the way to the match before I go back to Denver. Scott, I hope you've enjoyed your little trip to London. Enjoy the game today as well. Hopefully you see a win. Gary reckons it's got 1-1 written all over it. Steve, good morning to you, Steve. Not looking forward to another game of Moist Ball. I'm looking forward to it. I can't lie. I am looking forward to it. Dylan says, I think we'll win. Can't see us rotating too much. Not much to play for in Newport. I'm a bit like that. I think Moyes will prioritise this one. As a fan, we might think we should prioritise Thursday, but I think Moyes might look at it and go, we only need a point against Freiburg. Now, it's a dangerous attitude, but the reality is we do only need a point. And also, we're assuming Freiburg will play their first team. They've got the same fixture congestion as we do, just in a different league. They might also rotate on Thursday night. So I think you'll go full strength today, try and get the 3 points, and rotate a little bit, not completely, a little bit on Thursday night. Steve says, you do realise every single time we get in this position, we cock it up. I disagree, Steve. Gonzo thinks that, but I disagree. I just think we focus on the times we do cock it up. Last season, we were in a relegation battle. Whenever there was a 6-pointer, we would win. That's why he never got sacked. That's why we didn't get relegated. 2 seasons ago, when we finished 6th, whenever there was a big game that would dictate whether we could get European football or not, we would get it done. Olympiacos at home at the London Stadium, that is a game, different competition. We needed to win. Otherwise, if we lost or even drawn that game, the group blew up. Olympiacos would be able to shout a qualifying, etc. We didn't. We got the job done. Was it pretty? No. Was it fortunate? Yes. We weren't good that game, but we won. So Gonzo agrees with you, Steve. I disagree. I think we get the job done a lot of the times, but this feels like a big one. I do feel like this is a big opportunity today. Andy's very nervous with this opportunity to move up, and we just roll over and lose. I hope not. If we lose, I hope it's that we've given it our all. It's just that we've just got done by the better team on the day. Ghost is on tour in Scandinavia. Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself. That sounds like a really good trip. Blake, yeah, I think it'll be boring. And Caduce, I think you'll see the team that started against Spurs. I think you'll see that team again today. Goalkeepers, 6.5 really. Simon says we win today. I hope the players are riding on the buzz of beating Spurs and a counter pushing up table going into the next few fixtures. Usual said it'd be a fantastic end to the week if we win a game. James says, is a draw a bad result if Moyes rotations? I think so. I think a draw is a bad one. Clive said, free Hammers chat Christmas jumper for Sufal. Take a shot with his left foot. Hey, Clive, any West Ham player can have a free Hammers chat Christmas jumper if they send us a photo with them waving it, because, promo. Speaking of the shop, thank you, Clive. I almost forgot. Bloody hell. Printed t-shirts. This is day 7. Yeah, today's day 7 of the Christmas offers. There's one more day, which is tomorrow. Bit of a different offer, though. But today's the last day you can get your hands on something. Now, we've actually got a few offers today. Today's offer is 20% off all printed shirts. Now, it was meant to be 15%. I've messed it up. Gonzo promoted it earlier. So 15% is right. Charles done the graphics. 15% off all printed t-shirts. For some reason, I thought it was 20%, even though I came up with the offer, so it's my fault. I went in this morning, changed all the prices to 20% off all the t-shirts, watched Gonzo's video, and thought, I've done a mistake. I'm just leaving it. I can't be arsed. I'm leaving it. It's 20% off all printed t-shirts, 24 hours only. Offer ends tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. So if you want a t-shirt, they're all automatically reduced. If you go on, have a look. Links in the description below. Go to hammerchatstore.com, click on t-shirt. You can see 20% is taken off already. You don't need any codes. It's already done for you. Not only that, our beer mats were on offer yesterday for £4 instead of £7.50. They're still on offer today, as are the prints. So technically, there's 3 offers today. You could go get a t-shirt with 20% off, beer mats 47% off. Who says that? It's not. It's £4 instead of £7.50, and your prints are 20% off. You can go get all of them, but they all end tomorrow at 8:30. They have to end tomorrow at 8:30. So today's the last day, best day to get shopping. Mark said, I think a draw would be okay. Rest some players. We have huge games coming up. Oh, I don't know. I don't like that idea. I don't like it. I'm not willing to sacrifice 2 points for resting players. It might help, but I would rather rest on Thursday. I do. I think today's huge. Today's a massive opportunity for us. Dylan says 3 years of European football, short memories, we haven't cocked anything up. John says if we don't lose today, he'll be happy. Barry would love a win, but agree we need to Kone, Ben Rama, Obama get some game time. Cat needs a break, so might Kudus. Michael says, why can't we do what Villa's doing? We were in a better position than them, especially if we get a new manager. John says this is a huge game for us. We will win and go 5th. It's 6. John, 6. League table here. Here's the league table. We would go 27 points. So we'll be equal points with Spurs, but we've just got a worse goal difference. Unless we win like 4-0 and Newcastle win 3-0, then we'll go 5th. But I haven't really considered that. I just assume that won't happen. Mike Ariola, Moyes is keeping his cards close to his chest, as you would expect. Right, let's have a little look. Mark says Villa have 3 bench players that are just as good as starting 11. Emery used them. So do we. We just don't use them. Mercedes, I remember went to Brighton last season. Nobles last, and we got stuffed. We could have finished 4th that season, but Moyes' tactics prevented that. Plus, we went off the look. Hang on a minute, Mercedes. Right. You are correct. There was an opportunity to do better there. However, it was Moyes' tactics that got us into the position to finish 4th. This is what I don't like when, not just you, other people, and I'm not Moyes' biggest fan, so forgive me, but I find it harsh to criticise the manager for, in your eyes, wasting an opportunity when he was the one that generated the opportunity himself. So I do find it a bit rough, that stick you're going to beat him with, because that season our expectations were to probably not be in a relegation. Let's be realistic. The season finished 6th. It was to not be in a relegation battle, and then the season finished 7th. It was probably to have a go at European football and not be in a relegation battle. That's got to be the expectations, given where we were when Moyes took over. I think we did really well both seasons, and I just think it's a bit rough to say it's Moyes' fault we didn't finish 4th, but it was because of Moyes that we were in a position where we could dream of finishing 4th. Tony says, I think we should go all in for the win. George says Moyes unbeaten his last 13. Crikey. I don't like records like that. I do dismiss them when they're against us. I'm going to dismiss them when they're in our favour. But, I mean, last season, remember that when we won 1-0? And it was an own goal. It was one of the worst games I've seen in a long time. Barry says, I think Fernandes could play a good part replacing Souček in the centre of the park, as he's got a few goals in him, and I would like to see Kerr replacing Soufal. Tim said Newcastle win 3-0, they're still ahead of us. That's a good point. I didn't consider that. Well, we'd say stay 6th. Hey, we'd just be above Tottenham instead. Nick says, we'd love to see Moyes go with a 4-1-3-2 formation today. Alvarez in front of a back 4. Ward-Prowse, Paquette and Souček in midfield, and Kudus and Bowen up front. Souček breaking from midfield to get a goal to boot. Paul says, quarterfinal League Cup, quarterfinals of the Europa League, FA Cup starting in January, and the possibility of being 6th in the league. It's not bad, is it? Like I said, football's not always the best, and we can have our grievances about that. And you're allowed, by the way, you're allowed. It's perfectly acceptable to think results-wise we're doing really good, but entertainment-wise it's not great. You're allowed to have different opinions. It's not... One thing that frustrates me is when someone says, oh, I'd like a new manager and football's not great, and someone will counteract it and say, oh, so you'd rather have better football and get relegated. Well, it's not one or the other. You can play good football and get results. Why can't you have that? I just find it's a very strange thing sometimes. So you can be like Paul, but be unhappy with the entertainment factor. It's allowed. I'm not saying Paul, I'm not saying you are, by the way, I'm just suggesting. Anyway, Ballon Dawson said, at least I'm fair. I don't like Moyes because praise where it's due. I try and give praise where it's due and criticism where it's due. I just give my honest opinion. If it's good, great. If it's bad, not so good. I hope it's good. It's a simple rule I live by. Luke, Final Three Hammers YouTube channel says, I was really happy Liverpool won, Arsenal lost. Means Liverpool could potentially rest players ahead of the game. Maybe I'm too optimistic, but could be best time to play Liverpool. I agree. They've got Man United and Arsenal either side of our game. They're in a title race. They've got fixture congestion. They've played the same amount of games as we have, given their European run and their Carabao Cup run. Like I said, off the top of my head, Newcastle and Liverpool are the only teams with the same games as us. Because Man U are out the cup, Man City are out the cup, Villa are out the cup, aren't they? Villa are out the cup, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're out the cup. Brighton are out of it. So there you go. Hammer 99. Would you rather beat Liverpool and lose to Freiburg or lose to Liverpool and beat Freiburg? I would rather beat Liverpool because then we'd be in a semi-final, wouldn't we? So I would take that. And also, when you look at teams left, we've got a chance. We've got a chance of winning the Carabao Cup. And I put, this is my opinion only, just to be clear, in terms of sort of prestige of trophies that West Ham could win. Obviously, the Premier League would be top. There's no point doing Champions League. We're not in it. Then it would probably be FA Cup for me, and then the Europa League, then the Carabao Cup, and then the Europa Conference League. So while I defend the Conference League, I will admit it's the poorest trophy we could have won. Now, I know the prize is greater, by the way, which is Europa League, whereas you win the Carabao Cup, it's Conference League again. So the prize is greater for winning the Conference League, but I do think winning at Wembley is greater than winning the Conference League, but I think the Europa League trumps the Carabao Cup. I think the FA Cup beats the Europa League for me. Bit muddled up. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's because when I grew up as a kid, I've always dreamed of West Ham winning the FA Cup. I've never dreamed of us winning the Europa League or the UEFA Cup, as it would have been when I was a wee nipper. So that's how it goes for me. But in this situation, I would rather go into the playoffs because it's not like if we lose a favour, we're not out. We're just in the playoffs. So we still got a chance in the Europa League. But I'll just take the Carabao Cup semi-final any day of the week because what a buzz that would be. A semi-final of a cup to look forward to. I'd be excited. Mark says, if we lose today, Moyes has a rotation. Will you criticise him? No. I mean, I'll criticise him for losing, not about the lack of rotation. Mark, my issue isn't us not rotating players as such. It's more not making substitutes because I don't think you need to rotate your starting 11 in order to rest players. Unai Emery yesterday is a really good example of it, where he takes off his key players, like pivotal, takes Kamara. Kamara's playing fine. He's not in the booking, but he still took him off, put Dendoncker on, just to give him a rest so that he's available for the next game. My criticism of Moyes in regards to rotating players isn't the starting 11 starting the games. It's more the fact that they're constantly playing 90 minutes. So the last two games, we've only made 2 subs. Fernandes both times on 87 minutes. So most of the players that start are playing 90 minutes every single week. That's my biggest issue. So it depends on if he makes subs. Sharky, good morning. Everyone in the chat. There's a rumour there's a bug going around within the squad. Any truth? Probably. I think there's bugs going around everywhere at the minute, truth be told. And I think Alvarez and Kudus had it. Or that was the reasons given for them missing the game against Bacca Pola. I think it's possibly just international break and fatigue and stuff as well. But the rumours were they weren't feeling too good. Alvarez was ill prior to the Burnley game, wasn't he? And I think that was given as a reason for his poor performance. He wasn't very good against Burnley, was he? Anyway, LC says we only have a starting 11. Doesn't like the bench. Well, I disagree. I think Carney is a good player. I think Ben Ram is a good player. Fernandes is a good player. Are they good at the minute? Maybe not. Are they in form? Maybe not. But are they good players? Yes, absolutely. I think they are. You know, if you look at it through money or achievements in football, Kerr's a German international we signed from PSG. He's not a poor player. He's just not getting in the team. Mavropanos has spent, what, 25 million on him? He's not a poor player. Like I said, the attacking ones are not poor players. I mean, Danny Ings is still a good player. He just doesn't suit West Ham. He's not in form, doesn't suit West Ham. He's still a damn good player. Anyway, That's my opinion anyway. Daniel says Solanke's his number one striker target. I tell you what, when we first got linked to him, I scoffed at it. Oh, no, thank you. Well, he's doing all right this season, isn't he, old Solanke, scoring every single bloody game at the minute. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and disappear. Otherwise, I could be here all day. We are live at 12:55. You're going to the game like ASOS is and Scott is. Enjoy it. If you're not, we are live at 12:55 on YouTube with our build-up show. So come back at 5 to 1. We'll be live then. And if you fancy getting your T-shirt, it's 20% off the mall. Go to hammerschatstore.com, click on T-shirts. The beer mats are £4 down from $7.50. And the prints have got 20% off all prints at the minute. Everything's done. You don't need any codes. All the prices are reduced for you already. All these offers end tomorrow morning at 8:30. So there's a new offer tomorrow, last offer tomorrow. It's a bit of a different one though. So if you want anything, go get it today, and I'll see you at 5 to 1.